name is Jessica Corbin. I am the CEO of SORCE. And SORCE is a health technology and media company. The mission is to regenerate human energy. And the team we have brought together here is a combination of health experts, media specialists, data scientists, biomedical engineers, and SaaS technologists. And together we have created a data-driven, human-centered behavior change platform for high-performing cultures at risk of burnout. The issue of burnout and mismanaged workplace stress is costing employers about $11,000 per employee per year. We get to this number by looking at three main quadrants, which is absenteeism, stress-related productivity loss, and burnout-related attrition. Overall, this problem is costing organizations about $300 billion a year. Now, organizations know stress is a problem. They're trying to solve it, but they're using things like wearables, meditation apps, and consultants. But alone, unfortunately, this isn't getting the job done, because in order to measure, track, and treat stress, you have to take a true body-mind approach. You got to look at biometrics and psychometrics in a way that's cost-effective at scale, and that's what SORCE does. Our engagement rates are yielding about an 80%, which is 3 times industry standard. So that's just to communicate that people are liking it. We have early traction as well. So we have secured groups within marquee clients to establish the early product market fit. And with our active growing pipeline, SORCE is now ready to launch and unlock V2 with a reoccurring subscription model for organizations at scale. Bedrock to our platform, when we talk about biometrics, we really are talking about heart rate variability. It's the gold standard really in identifying the stress marker. We use it different than sauna. Sauna, it seems like, is getting you into a certain state, which is radically important. What we're doing is taking like a singular measurement, almost like looking at a gas gauge, to really determine how resourced you are for the output ahead. And essentially how the whole platform works is we're looking at the physical and behavioral data to drive the health and performance coaching for individuals, teams, and organizations. So you take this 1-minute assessment, and I will underscore, in V1, we had a piece of hardware. In V2, we are going sensor free so that we can scale far and wide. We're going to go finger to camera, and based on this 1-minute HRV assessment, you're going to get one of 3 levels of advice. You'll get a push day, maintain day, or a recover day. And based on that, you will get a snack-sized piece of advice from a world-class coach. Because again, we want to complete the loop in measuring, tracking, and treating. We take all this data in aggregate, keeping everybody's privacy private. And we're able to stratify different teams and departments to really see what teams are primed for big efforts and what teams are susceptible to burnout, so we can get upstream a lot faster and mitigate a lot of the fallout. The name of the game, though, is not just data. It really is behavior change. And SORCE is helping users make better choices that support positive outcomes. That's the goal. And so we do that. This is our behavior change recipe. We have intuitive design. We offer 1% changes. And then we make all of this really sticky and supportive. We meet people in the communication channels where they already exist. So we integrate with Teams and Slack to nurture the conversation around energy management in a way that's super effective. So in short, SORCE in 3 simple steps. 1, you take your HRV score using the SORCE app. 2, based on this HRV score, you're going to receive content that caters to your personality and your energetic needs. And then 3, with this real-time pulse check, you're now able to make more productive decisions for yourself, your team, and your organization at large. We offer platform-based pricing. So it's platform subscriptions. You can see that with volume, we can get this price into an extremely competitive place. And I will say the ask today is that we are in market, and we are serving forward-thinking, high-performing cultures at risk of burnout, and we want to serve more. The validated customer segments include progressive global brands like Mars, like Danone, consultancies like Accenture, gaming companies like Activision Blizzard, in addition to startups post-Series A. This profile has early adoption appetite, which is what we need, because what we are doing is next level and forward-thinking. So if anybody wants to reach out to me for partnership opportunities, client opportunities, Jessica@sorce.io. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jessica. Love it. guys are building. And I know Unity sent a little message in the chat. I'm excited to see what you guys have built over the years.
Thank you, Unity. Yeah.
So I see you're not raising at this time. Are you planning on opening a round in 2021?
Yes, we are. So we secured a bit of financing earlier in the year to really get us over the hump with V2. But we have some prospects on the hook right now that we're really focusing on, not just getting out V2, but closing these contracts. Once we do that, we are going back out. But I will underscore the profile of investor that we're looking for really believes in regenerative. So what we mean by that is at every level of business, this is what we're striving for. And it's a high mark. So if you're an investor and you really want to invest in regenerative, not just concepts, it's definitely not just lip service. How we are constructing the company from the inside out is regenerative in nature. So if you're interested in that, please reach out to us because we will be taking meetings in the fall.
Awesome. So we have a couple questions in the chat. Is the price per activated employee or all employees?
The price, it's platform-based pricing. So we actually have it scale all the way up in different tiers. I just gave you some sample pricing, which I can kind of go back and show you real quick. Yeah, so you can see it kind of ladders up, which brings the per employee per month pricing down. So it's up to 100, up to 500, up to 1,000, etc. So we don't do just single users. We go for more of that volume play.
Got it. Another question from the chat. Are you seeking any sort of FDA approval?
We are not, because at this time, we actually really embrace all things privacy. So we are not storing any of the sensitive data on our systems. All data is stored on every individual's local device. And so with that, we are able to actually, we aren't giving medical advice. It is wellness advice. So we are not subject to HIPAA, and we're not going for the FDA at this time, the approvals.
Good to know. How have you verified that you're getting an accurate HRV reading using the finger to camera method?
Yeah, this is something that we've been working very hard on. So we are basically comparing the finger sensor reading against a medical grade ECG monitoring system called VivaLink, which is like a very, very high standard to meet. And so we are using that as basically the benchmark. And we've gotten to a place where we're really close to that margin of error of an ECG.
Nice. All right, so final question. SORCE is currently, as you mentioned, an enterprise solution. Do you have any plans to go direct to consumer?
We do. So we're taking this in different phasing. The product itself is extremely successful for individual users. The reason why we went to enterprises because we realized the data that we were able to deliver had such far-reaching impacts. What do organizations now do that the future of work is remote, is hybrid? How do they get the pulse check on their people? We can do that for them. And so we're starting with enterprise, but the direct-to-consumer play is a no-brainer and it's on the roadmap.